What if ancient Rome never truly died? From the heart of Italy, a city born of legend, rose an empire that would cast its shadow across the known world. This is the story of Rome, not just a tale of emperors and legions, but of an idea, a civilization that shaped our past and continues to echo in our present. Our journey begins not with a golden crown, but with the grit and determination of a republic, a society of farmers and soldiers who, through sheer will and military genius, began to expand beyond their 7 hills. Imagine the tramp of sandals on stone, the glint of the sun on a sea of shields. This was the sound of the Roman legions, an unstoppable force that marched across continents. From the sun-scorched sands of Africa to the misty shores of Britain, Rome's influence spread like wildfire. Each conquest brought new lands, new peoples, and immense wealth into the Republic. But this rapid expansion came at a cost. The old ways began to crumble under the weight of new power. The Republic, once a beacon of shared governance, found itself torn apart by civil wars. Ambitious generals, men like Marius, Sulla, and Pompey, turned their armies not against foreign foes, but against each other, vying for ultimate control. Out of this chaos, one name rose above all others: Julius Caesar, a brilliant general, a masterful politician, and a captivating orator. Caesar conquered Gaul and won the hearts of the Roman people. His ambition was boundless, his vision revolutionary. He crossed the Rubicon, a fateful act of defiance, and plunged the Republic into its final, bloody civil war. He emerged victorious, the undisputed master of Rome. He declared himself dictator for life, a move that sealed his fate. The senators, fearing a return to monarchy, struck him down on the Ides of March. But his death did not save the Republic. Instead, it paved the way for his heir, Octavian, to finish what he started. After defeating his rivals, Mark Antony and Cleopatra, Octavian, now known as Augustus, ushered in a new era. The Republic was dead. The Empire was born. This was the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For 2 centuries, the Mediterranean world knew a level of stability and prosperity it had never seen before. Great roads connected the vast empire, facilitating trade, communication, and the movement of armies. Aqueducts, marvels of engineering, carried fresh water to bustling cities. Grand structures like the Colosseum and the Pantheon rose to the sky, testaments to Rome's power and ingenuity. Law, literature, and philosophy flourished. But beneath this golden veneer, the seeds of decay were already being sown. The succession of emperors became a lottery of fate. For every wise ruler like Marcus Aurelius, there was a tyrant like Caligula or Nero, whose reigns were marked by cruelty and excess. The empire's sheer size became a burden, its borders constantly under threat from so-called barbarian tribes. The economy, heavily reliant on conquest and slave labor, began to stagnate. Plagues swept through the populace, and political instability became the new norm. The 3rd century was a period of near-constant crisis, with emperors rising and falling in rapid succession, often at the hands of their own soldiers. The empire was tearing itself apart from within. In a desperate attempt to save the sprawling state, Emperor Diocletian made a radical decision. He split the empire in 2, an eastern and a western half, each with its own ruler. Constantine the Great later reunited the empire, but he made another monumental change. He moved the capital from Rome to a new city in the east, Constantinople, and he embraced a new religion that had been growing in the shadows: Christianity. This faith, once persecuted, would soon become the dominant force in the empire and in the future of Europe. The old gods of the Pantheon were abandoned, their temples left to crumble. A profound cultural shift was underway, changing the very soul of Rome. While the Eastern Roman Empire, later known as Byzantium, would thrive for another 1,000 years, the western half was entering its twilight. Waves of migrations, often violent, pushed against its weakening frontiers. The Goths, the Vandals, the Huns, under their fearsome leader Attila, these groups chipped away at Roman territory. The Roman army, now filled with non-Roman mercenaries, was a shadow of its former self. The economy was in shambles, the cities were shrinking, and the central government had lost its grip on power. In 410, the unthinkable happened. The Visigoths sacked the city of Rome itself. The Eternal City, which hadn't been breached by a foreign enemy in 800 years, had fallen. The final blow came in 476, when the last Western Roman emperor, a young boy, ironically named Romulus Augustulus, was deposed by the Germanic chieftain Odo. There was no great battle, no dramatic final stand. The Western Roman Empire didn't end with a bang, but with a whimper. It was a slow, agonizing collapse, a death by 1,000 cuts. The vast infrastructure fell into disrepair. Trade routes vanished, and Europe plunged into a period of fragmentation and conflict that we now call the Dark Ages. But did Rome truly fall, or did it simply transform? The language of Rome, Latin, evolved into the Romance languages we speak today: French, Spanish, Italian, and more. Roman law forms the bedrock of many modern legal systems. Its architecture continues to inspire us. Its engineering feats still owe us. The Roman road network laid the groundwork for modern Europe. The idea of a unified, civilized world, the very concept of an empire, persisted for centuries. The Catholic Church, based in Rome, preserved much of its learning and administrative structure. The story of Rome is a timeless lesson. It's a reminder that no power is eternal, that even the mightiest empires can crumble into dust. It shows us the heights of human achievement and the depths of human folly. From a humble city-state to a world-spanning empire, its journey is an epic of ambition, conquest, innovation, and ultimately, decay. The ruins that dot the landscape of Europe and the Mediterranean are not just relics of a bygone era. They are silent witnesses to a civilization that defined the West and whose legacy is woven into the very fabric of our world. The glory of Rome may have passed, but its echo will resound for eternity. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history compelling, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories from our past.